Okay, this is your video demonstration for the first steps of the Zentangle project we'll be doing. We're going to practice Zentangles with this worksheet today. This is the front and this is the back. So let me explain to you what we have here. All right, so you can read this for yourself. This basically explains a little bit of the history of what a Zentangle is. It's a pattern drawing technique that allows you to kind of get into this relaxed mentality because it's very repetitive, so there's not a whole lot of thinking going on, and it allows you to kind of meditate as you draw. Just the word Zen, meaning to meditate or relax. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to follow these steps here, and the examples for the designs that we're using are on the back side of your sheet, step by step here. I'll walk you through how to do this. So the first step you need, number one, you actually need a tile. So you can do this in your spiral, or you can do it on a white sheet that I may give you. But you just need to draw a rectangle that's about 3 or 4 inches on a side. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a circle. I've seen done circles, and there's lots of other shapes you can use for your Zentangle. We're going to use a simple square for this. Okay, and step one says that I need to draw little dots in the corners. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Step 2 says join the dots with a border. Okay, you can use your pencil for this. I'm using a pen. I like this Uniball pen. Anything will work for Zentangles though. You don't have to have a pen. If you have a preferred material, you can do that. Now we're going to do what's called the string. You see here I have a kind of a Z shape. Starts about here, comes up, in the middle, and then it comes like that. So this just kind of divides this space up a little bit. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this to the bottom here so we can see what we have. I'm going to follow step by step a different pattern in each one of these sections. So if you want to turn to the back of your paper when you're doing this, you can. It'll show you step by step each Zentangle and how to do it. They're really simple patterns. You just kind of repeat the same thing. So we're going to do crescent moon here, the static, which is basically zigzag. They give them funny names, but you can call them whatever you want, but the pattern is the important part. You have tipple, which is circles of different sizes. And then you have, I guess that one's called floors. It's basically little net kind of pattern here. So the crescent, really simple. Start with around the edge. You just do half circles all around. And then you color those in, nice and dark. Okay, and then you start with these kind of circle shapes. You start with the first one, and then you do kind of a line around the circle for each one. And you go around and you do a second line. Okay, then I'm going to do a third line. You see when you get to maybe 3 or 4 lines, you start to have to kind of go do this kind of shape like that. So I'm kind of adjusting mine to be similar but not exact copy of this one here because I have a triangle. Okay, and then the static one, you start with a zigzag line kind of in the middle, and then you add another zigzag line to it on one side, and then you just keep going with that line.
Okay.
would do the same thing in this direction here. So I'd keep going this way with that one. And then to do the tipple one, that one's fairly simple. You just start with circles. And it looks like there are some different sizes. And it's just like dropping rocks in a bucket. The circles are your rocks. You do different size ones. You can add a big one every now and then. The trick is, it looks like for this, is to make sure that your circles are touching on the edges. So you just draw these designs in there. And then for the floors one, that one looks really simple. All I need to do is a set of lines this direction, and then a set of lines that crosses it. And then on the points where they meet, I just draw a little rectangle and I color that in. So I would just continue that pattern through there. Okay, so there are 4 different patterns for you to practice inside your tile. So just grab your spiral if you want to, your favorite writing instrument, and you can begin.